So a U.S. judge, this guy here, has said he could hold the entire Trump administration in contempt of court for willful disregard of an order to halt the departure of deportation flights carrying more than 200 people heading to, of course, El Salvador. The administration invoked a 227-year-old law meant to protect the U.S. during wartime to carry out these mass deportations. It's like the state of emergency and economics and stuff for tariffs. It's all BS. The court does not reach such conclusion lightly or hastily. Indeed, it has given defendants ample opportunity to rectify or explain their actions. None of their responses have been satisfactory. And that's the man himself, James Boasberg, and he's a federal judge in the U.S., and he is not a happy camper. White House Communications Director Stephen Chung said, "We plan to seek immediate appellate relief," referring to a process in which parties can request a higher court to review and potentially change a decision. The president is 100% committed to ensuring that so-called, I'm putting that in, terrorists and criminal illegal migrants are no longer a threat to Americans and their communities. Judge Boasberg's decision to begin contempt proceedings escalates a clash between the White House and the judiciary over the president's powers. The administration could avoid a contempt finding or purge itself of contempt if they provide an explanation of their actions and come into compliance with the original order issued last month. That, again, was Boasberg's words himself there. So the ruling comes despite the Supreme Court's later finding that Trump could use the 1789 Illegal Enemies Act, but the Supreme Court's ruling against the temporary restraining order, as Boasberg sees it, does not excuse the government's violation in the first place. And I think I agree. If the administration does not provide the requested information by the 23rd of April deadline, Boasberg will then seek to identify the individual people who ignored the order to stop the deportations. He then could recommend prosecutions for those involved. Federal prosecutions come under the U.S. Justice Department, which ultimately reports to Trump. So here's here's the thing. He's got DOJ in his back pocket. So can any situation like this truly have the clause it needs to rein the president in? Because if the courts go through the DOJ to get their thing finalized and done as it pertains to anything to do with the Trump administration, doesn't that mean in the here and now nothing will get done until midterms when the Dems can hopefully gain some power back? Aren't we screwed? I think the DOJ have got to kind of like comply with his orders, because if they don't, then they are in contempt. So that would be interesting for the Department of Justice to be in contempt of court. The founding fathers never foresaw this and all the checks and balances that were put in place. This is, Caesar levels of crazy. Nobody, it's never, even Nixon didn't take things this far.
No. He made him look like a little angel.
Yeah, he's just a thief in a Boy Scout group, right? Compared to this. So we will keep our eye on this as one of the stories that we try to follow, because anything the courts can do to start reining Emperor Trump in, I see as a great thing, because something like that could keep the populace from going full French Revolution and getting out the guillotines, man.
Oh, I want that though. I want that story.
Well, we'll keep our eye out. Let's move into a story that's sort of larger in a way.
Everyone's on the march at the minute, but in glorious Sweden, most of the time, nothing much happens. There's let me set the scene. The wide Nordic river winds through pine and spruce forests, snow still lining the banks, and every spring, thousands and now millions are glued to the screen or the TV to watch it. Yes, that's because it's once again time for Den Stora Algardingen. Or the Great Moose Migration. Yes, a round-the-clock live stream of moose slowly making their way across the Angern River in northern Sweden. The slow TV sensation first appeared in 2019. Back then, it drew nearly 1 million viewers. Last year, 9 million tuned in. Wow. The 2025 edition, launched a full week early this Tuesday, is due to an unusually warm spring. And according to producer Stefan Edlund, the moose were already waiting for us. They're just like hanging around in the green room. When can you start migrating?
Yeah. Do you guys serve alcohol in here, or is this like a dry green room, man? You know what's going on?
Come on, TikTok. Anyway. A crew of 15 set up about 30 cameras, remote cameras, and nearly 20 kilometers of cables to capture every moment in both daylight and night vision. And for many fans, the show is, it's got to watch. What do you call that? Must watch viewing. 62-year-old. 62-year-old Ola Malmgren stocked up on coffee and pre-cooked meals to avoid missing a second. 20-year-old William Garp Lugfors admitted to being late for class during last year's migration. He says, I feel relaxed, but at the same time I'm like, oh, there's a moose. What if there's a moose? I can't go to the toilet.
Take your phone with you, you dope.
Yeah, the migration is part of what they call a slow TV trend. Long, unedited broadcasts of very little happening. Yeah, a bit like TV anyway. Would think 12 hours of salmon swimming or 18 hours of firewood burning. Oh, my favorite channel.
It's like looking out your window, except you can use electricity to do it. It's just...
Yeah, but you haven't got any moose in your garden.
I have lots of deer, actually.
They don't count. Experts say the appeal is its simplicity, the absence of drama, conflict, or editing. They should watch our live streams. You get gripped by the fact that nothing spectacular is happening, said media producer Annette Hill, but something beautiful is happening minute by minute. Sometimes, though...
Do the moose do a bit to camera like Jersey Shore?
Yeah. They have arguments and all sorts of stuff. Sometimes, though, something does happen. SVT sends a push alert when the first moose arrives on the camera, and a live counter tracks each successful crossing. Last year, 87 moose made it safely across the river. Some struggle. Most of the time, viewers were just watching trees, sky, and water. Maybe a duck.
That's 4.
87 moose. I thought it'd be like thousands.
9 million people watched 87 moose. That's like the percentage of person to moose is really big.
Yeah, the amount of airtime that goes out with just literally nothing happening is that's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, watch it fast forward.
What? They just put up static pictures and every now and then switch to a camera, and it's probably
it's the same moose. You just see like a glitch every now and then when they repeat the tape.
Yeah. You'll notice the wind never blows. The trees are still. Oh, well, I'm surprised it's not people from other places watching it. It's funny that people in Sweden are watching it, because to me, that's like, watching 2 shrubs in my yard have a race to see who can grow the most that summer. But I guess.
Why don't they do this on the Mexican-American border?
Black Ops coming in.
Yeah, it'd be great TV.
Oh, that's funny. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Click those little buttons down there with the subscribe button on your way out.
Yes, and leave us a gloriously moosey comment in the comment section below. Moose.
That's just not what they sound like.
I don't know what moose sound like.